Okay guys, for this exercise you are going to need your dog's bowl, you're going to need your long line, your dog on a harness, and we're going to connect up that long line. You're going to need some treatos as well. And how we start this off is, so obviously we've done a few exercises before this where we've been teaching our dog by throwing the treat away. As he comes back to us, we mark him yes for bump in our hand and we release the treat. So prior to this stage we've obviously done some groundwork, and he knows that when he comes back to the hand, he nose bumps it, he gets good stuff. So what we're going to do this time is we're actually going to put our treats in the bowl. He's going to be in his long line, he's going to try and approach that bowl to get it, and we're just going to wait him out. We're then going to use his recall word, which we've previously been be either here or come, whatever we've been using in our sessions. He knows that when we drop this hand down, he comes back and he gets treats for that. So we're going to drop that down, as we say here. He's going to nose bump that, and then we're going to run together and give him access to the food. So he's going to come back, nose bump with the expectation that he's getting food this time, but there's not going to be any food in the hand, but we're going to mark him yes, and then we're going to run and we're going to get the food out of the bowl. So you'll have to do this with two people, so that one person's loading the bowl and another person lets the dog approach. Otherwise, I'm just going to drop that in, he's going to go for it. So just to kind of replicate that, because I'm on my own, I'm going to have him come up here. Sit. Wait, pup. So you'll have one person with the dog, one person puts the food in the bowl. Wait, pup. Just so that we can get some distance. Now, at this early stage, I just want you to, even though he's on a long line, he's just going to have a meter of that long line, because we don't want him to get too close to that, because that's much harder for him. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use our recall word here. He's going to bump yes, and then we're going to run together and he's going to get access to that food. Come on then, pup. And we'll just repeat that. So if there's two of you, obviously the second person would be reloading that bowl right now. Sit. Wait. So person one reloads the bowl. Wait. So you're going to give him just a meter, just round about a meter, so it's not too difficult. And then we're going to say here, yes, and then we're going to run and he get that here gives him access to that food. Good boy. Come on, mate. Sit. Wait. So that would be your level 1, where he's just got a meter of that lead. Do a few reps of that, and then what you might do is you might let that lead out to 1.5 meters. So it's much harder because he's closer to the food. Here. Yes. And then that gives him access to the food. So the closer he gets to the food, obviously the harder it is. Sit. Just show you that again. Right. So we might give him 1.5 meters this time. He gets to approach. Here. Yes. Good boy. So what he's learning from this is that in order to get the thing he wants, he's got to come to you first. And then you will give him access to it. Here? Yes. Let's go. Good work, puppy. Good work. So in real life, what that should look like is when they want something more than the food that you've got in your hand, they should learn that coming back to you can ultimately give them access to that food. So what that might look like is eventually, after lots of practice, is that when there's a dog in the background, you say here, it's so reflexive and so automatic. He comes back, bumps. You can choose at that point whether he goes back on the lead because it's not safe, or you go yes, off you go and play with your mates. So it's pretty powerful because he's got to come back through you to get access to the good stuff. So that's your next level. Have a go.